Hey everyone, I'm Aurora Light. I'm a Joy Alchemist and Soul Embodiment Guide, and I'm here for our joyful evolution as a species and as a planet. So we're really in it right now. So I wanted to offer this energy update or forecast for April. And this is both intuitively what I am feeling into for the month, but also a synthesis of other information that I have received from other beautiful sources. And those are only things that I pass along that really resonate with me in the deepest truth. And my body is like this truth barometer, and I can feel with like goosebumps, truth bumps, I love calling them, whether or not information is aligned with my soul. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember that. Thank you for sharing that. So April is this time that I am so excited about. Believe it or not, I am excited about this opportunity for us to all chill out. Like, basically, we're all being asked to relax and surrender into what is right now. And we are in the middle of this, I like to call it the Corona apocalypse. Apocalypse just means the lifting of the veils. And this is what's happening right now. We are being forced to sit still, most of us. And if you are out as an essential worker right now, then so many blessings of safety and love and health and vibrancy to you. But even when you're out of your job, we all are being called to be still and be at home. And this is so we can get into all of the energies that are coming in for April and really receive them, because they are going to be intense. And they could be intense just like pretty much any other major transformational event. And for some people, that might look like it's really joyful and amazing. And for other people, it might be like horrifying in some ways. And that is all depending on where we're at in our perspective on things and how much trauma that we're holding in our bodies from old processes. But I want you to really know that this call to stillness is so we can be available for all of these upgrades and downloads and really amazing, intense activations and energies that are coming in April that I'm calling the Re's. It's not very catchy, but when I'm looking at April energies, I had like 11 different words that came in. You might be thinking reduce, reuse, recycle. It's not quite that. It is this energy of renewal, of regeneration and renovation, relaxation and rebooting, recalibrating, reconstituting, rebalancing, rebirthing, and resurrection. Like, is that intense or what? So right now, the earth is being shut down, and like human society, for the first time ever, really, in at least recent memory or historical memory, is shutting everything down on the whole voluntarily. And this is amazing because we're not doing this out of fear. What we are doing it out of is love. And compassion for all those who are really vulnerable to this pandemic, to the coronavirus. And when you look, some people, yeah, sure, they're in panic, they're in fear, but we are doing this as humanity out of love and compassion to keep these people safe. That is the first time I can ever think of with the entire globe coming together for the safety of its most vulnerable. And so like that's incredible. My heart is just in awe of this transpiring in this here and now. And it's also giving us this opportunity to shut down systems that have been running old energy. So all of the old 3D energies of scarcity and fear and lack and all this old programming around like patriarchal imbalances and that things need to be like a winner and a loser, and all of that old energy has been infused into all of these old institutions, the financial institutions, the healthcare system, education systems even. So we are offered this really unique opportunity, and many of them, religious institutions, that's a huge one. They're literally shut down right now. And this allows us to actually have this chance to install a whole new operating system, the operating system needed for the new earth. And this is our chance. This is our opportunity to rebuild as we reboot. Oh, that's another that's a rebuilding. This rebuilding, this new energy that we are going to be in, the new normal, doesn't have to go back to the old way. In fact, it can't. Everything is going to be different from here on out, and that's not going to be a bad thing. In fact, I know that if we are looking at this a couple of years from now, we're going to be like, man, that is when so much shifted and changed. And we're going to be looking at it from this place of reverence, because it's all going to be coming up now for us to really reboot the system and to shift things into a place where we are collaborating, where we are in unity and harmony. And sure, it's not going to happen overnight, but it is happening. We are in the process. We're actually in it right now. We are in this time where people are actively working together, to band together, not to fight each other, but to work together to save lives. And it's fucking incredible. And it's all perfect, and it's all unfolding according to our divine plan. So big message that came into me today from the Galactic Councils of Light is that this is all us collaborating with us. Our higher levels are the ones that are actually doing all of this. And we've had this collective agreement for ascension. And we are ascending by raising our consciousness and the frequency of our consciousness. And that happens when we all collectively decide to move out of fight, flight, fear, fuck you, all of that old programming of scarcity, and in towards harmony and unity and this lightness. That's what literally enlightenment is about, raising out of the density into this next reality, the new earth that is just waiting for us. So Gaia's new earth realms are already here. She has shown me little bits and glimpses and pieces of them, and they are, oh my gosh, they're amazing. I can't wait to see more. And it is going to be revealed to us this year in small pieces. If it was just like, poof, here it is, our minds would be blown and a lot of people wouldn't make it through. So in this process of renewal and renovation, we are needing to relax our nervous system and go through and be still so we can integrate all of this new energy that's coming in. There's going to be all of this new energy with our soul purpose, with our potential. We are being recalibrated. And I've been told my higher levels are part of something called the Lemurian Body Recomposition Project. And this is a return to our original template. Our bodies were originally much, much lighter. And it was only through a bunch of this process that happened where we decided to come and play in density collectively, and the earth sank into 3D, and now we are actually returning to our original template, where we are going to be literally lighter in our physicality and our consciousness. And when we are enlightening our consciousness as humanity, what we are doing is moving out of all that old programming, and we are being asked to move towards this unity and this harmony, this, said that a lot, but just this love and compassion and kindness for everyone, knowing that everyone can be taken care of if we put our minds to it. The discrimination and all of the inequalities don't have to be this way. If we work together, humanity, we have shown that we can do amazing things, and more is coming. It's going to come online, and we are being activated over this time to be able to remember who we really are, which is light, just that has come to play here in this form. So we're going to be remembering more of our divine creator self, that we're a fractal of this infinite consciousness that has come to play in these forms. And we played with the density, we played with the 3D reality, and now collectively as a whole, we're like, okay, done with that. We're ready to move forward into this next level. So if you are listening to this, you are one of those who is an embodier of this first wave of light, and our job is to really be pillars of light that we already are, but it's to anchor in the frequency of our thoughts and our consciousness so high that when we are rebuilding, we're not going to rebuild from all that old programming. We're going to rebuild from way up here. So that is our role right now, is to keep our thoughts and our beingness at the highest frequency we can, knowing that you're going to have dips. It might be a roller coaster, just allowing the beingness and allowing yourself to transform and transmute some of the old ick and density through your love and gratitude, and return to that big high frequency that your soul is wanting to anchor in, so that as we rebuild, we can do so from up here. It was Albert Einstein that says you can only or you cannot fix a problem from the level of consciousness that created it. So if we are wanting to be these pillars of light to anchor in the new earth energies and rebuild a better world, then that's what we got to do, is raise our frequency of consciousness to that one of unity and of love. So this is where we're headed, but it can be a kind of messy process to rebalance. Things are going to shift and you're going to lose your balance, and then you're going to get to rebalance. And depending on how much work you've already done on all of this, you might sail through this easily, or you might be someone who's really in it because you came into this life with a lot of challenges that you wanted to level up from, because you're a badass spiritual warrior. So you're like, bring it, life, bring me all the challenges so I can transmute them and really heal all of the hearts of humanity as I go through this healing process myself, because you're a fucking amazing bodhisattva, badass light warrior. So yeah, depending on how much trauma is stuck in your body, the recalibration could be gentle or it could be kind of harsh, but slow it down and feed yourself, nourish yourself with all the love and compassion that you have. And your divine teams are ready to support you in that. They are like just knocking at the door, and messages are coming in all of the time from people going like, yeah, I can feel spirit closer than ever. Yeah, because they are literally like, can we talk to them yet? Can we talk to them yet? And you are being invited to really go into the feeling. The feelingness is where all of this communication with the higher realms starts. It doesn't always come in the visions and in your hearing and clairaudience. It might be downloads of information, but really getting into the body. These body vehicles are to be honored and respected and worshipped as the vehicle for our ascension process. And they're innocent. These bodies came in, and we as souls are like, hey, we're gonna do some crazy shit with you, and the body didn't, well, I guess it signed up for it, but you know, I could use a lot of compassion right now as we're doing a lot of work. We're doing a lot of work in the dream time. We're doing a lot of work in our time, even if you're just laying on the couch. You are anchoring in really high light. And isn't it cool that many of us are able to do this world-saving thing just by sitting on the couch and going in? Just surfing Netflix is probably not going to get us there as fast as we want to go. So meditating, connecting with yourself, moving energy in your body. Oh my gosh, I've started doing Zumba every morning, and I have never felt better in my life, just in alignment, body, mind, and soul, because it brings me joy to be this creative expression in the morning. And then I go through my day from that high frequency. So you get to choose now, how are you going to design your day to lift you up to the highest frequencies? Or, you know, how are you going to design your day to be the most loving to your body if it's transmuting and you're going through all these things? How are you going to be the loving observer of feelings as they arise? How are you going to reconnect with people, even if you're physically distant, to be socially connected? How are you going to rebalance everything as we go through this rebirthing process? Birth isn't always beautiful. Sometimes it is really intense and it can be super shitty, like literally, and not everybody makes it through. People are going to be piecing out over the next while. So people are going to die of regular everyday things and of the coronavirus. The Galactic Councils of Lights came to me today to say that, like, they really want you to know that death is not the end, and that people that are dying are doing so by soul agreement, that they are going to transform energy. They're not really dying, they're shifting form so that they can either come back into a new earth body and have a new template that can handle the energy better, or they're going to work from the higher levels and they're still going to be involved in this ascension process. So whole oversoul groups have decided with their collective agreement to leave the planet now, and that's okay. I said, like, last year and the year before, I'm like, people are going to die, but it's okay because this is their agreed upon thing. And yes, it is sad if they are your mother, sister, son, daughter, brother, wife, husband, grandparents, and yet they're not actually gone, and that you are still connected with them. And I know that's easy for me to say because everybody that I know that has ever died, that like pops in either on their way out of their body or shortly thereafter, and they're like, hey, freedom, woo! And they're excited about it. Like, they, like, I do remember other lives where I have transitioned and passed on, and I am just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Because you're free of this physical form and the dense reality. So it's not the terrible thing that we often make it feel. And yet the grief can be so real. And that's a kind of trauma. and we can't feel the energy of our departed brothers and sisters if we are really closed off to it. So relaxing is another big part of this process. Relaxing the nervous system, relaxing into your beingness. I got the message very strongly to give up caffeine 2 months ago, and that has really supported me because I would go into fight and flight when I had too much coffee, and now I'm able to receive more messages, both from my body, from my mind, from my soul, from my galactic teams, because I'm not blocking them with this like energy of being really wound up, right? So if you are looking to level up your ability to feel, sense, and know spirit, and to be able to handle with grace all of the things that are coming in, all of this rebirthing, resurrection process, then relaxing your nervous system the best way you can, moving the energy, reaching out for social connection, nourishing foods, pure water, movement, creative self-expression so you can embody the divine creator that you are, and surrender into this relaxation, knowing and trusting that this is actually all coming together really beautifully at the higher levels, all going according to plan. It's going to be a crazy ride, but as I was just telling somebody, roller coasters can either be terrifying or exhilarating, and it's the lens of our perception that we get to choose. Which one are you going to choose? Are you going to be terrified? Or are you going to be exhilarated on this ascension ride? So I am feeling the exhilaration. And sure, I get like cranky sometimes being cooped up with a toddler, and like I'm like, oh my gosh, when will it stop snowing? It's still snowing where I live, guys. It was a snowstorm today. There were several feet of snow in my backyard, and I would love just to be able to play outside for hours. But all in good time. It's a big message. All in good time. It's all coming. And this last word, I mentioned it before, resurrection. There's no coincidence that Easter is happening in April, because this is the resurrection of our divine codes, and we are the return of the solar cosmic Christed consciousness and crystalline essences of the new earth realms and of the unity consciousness. And all of this is coming online more and more, and it is going to be a really amazing ride. Humanity has chosen to do this, and together we rise. So please enjoy all of your time in stillness, and please enjoy as much as you can this epic transformation we're going through. And if it's not all fucking joy, and if really big things are coming up for you, that is okay too. Be with it, be present to you. And you can recalibrate faster when you are not disassociating yourself and numbing out. That's going to be something that we're going to want to do when we're going through things. And I'm saying, if you want to come through this as quickly as possible, choose to be with yourself in the most loving ways that you can. So the mantra that I want to offer you is asking yourself all month, what is the most loving thing I can do for myself in this moment? And just keep asking yourself that, and the answers will come from you. So I want to send you all my love, and I want to just assure you that it is all coming together in miraculous ways that are going to just unfold. So be ready for some really interesting developments in the world and within yourself, and just sending you lots of love and lots of joy and lots of light. Take care, my friends. Good night.